Are you planning to visit the country Georgia for short term from India? Then first and foremost thing you should do is to apply for Georgia e-visa. If you are a holder of valid visa and or residence permit of countries such as Australia, Canada, Japan, USA, UK or UAE, resident visa following processes are not required. Otherwise, please go through the procedures, which I am going to tell in detail. Once again, I request to subscribe my channel and you will be able to view the places in Georgia which we visited recently, in August 2024. I am going to upload the detailed videos of each spot very soon and you will get a clear picture of the places we visited. Okay. Let's start the visa processing requirements. Once you have decided to visit the country, please make sure your bank statements for the past 6 months from the date of applying for Georgian e-visa has sufficient balance in the account, preferably savings bank account. 6 months means each month in the statements must clearly show an average balance of 30,000 rupees or more. For example, if you are planning to travel in July, your bank statement of January, February, March, April and June should have average balance of 30,000 rupees for all these 6 months. But in the last month, that is, June or July, you should have a minimum balance of 1,40,000 rupees or more in the 6th month. Remember, the bank account must be active throughout this period. In other words, there must be active transaction in the account like withdrawal or deposit. In case you don't have such active account with minimum balance of 30,000 rupees per month, it is better to plan the trip for the coming 6 months, that is for December or next January, so that you can maintain the account with the minimum balance in all 6 months while applying for visa. Most of the visa rejection happens for want of minimum balance in each 6 months in the bank statement. Suppose you don't have any active bank account in your name or you are not employed, your spouse or children or any other family described in the Georgia e-visa portal, link in the description, can sponsor you after uploading their passport and bank statement. Here the rule for the 6-month statement remains the same. The bank statement should in PDF format, clearly showing the name of the account holder and name of the bank. Joint account can also be used. No seal or signature from the bank authorities are required. You can download the statement from the internet banking portal of your bank. For your information, State Bank of India provide clear statements without much hassles. I suggest SBI account statements, which gives you past 6 months statements easily from the online SBI site. Once you are ready with your 6 months bank statement, you can apply for travel insurance for the period of travel. That is the date from which you are planning to travel and days you are going to spend in the country. I used Policy Bazaar portal for getting travel insurance, where you can compare the policies and apply for the suitable policy. Remember, according to the age the amount of insurance may vary, means the older you are, the higher the amount you pay as policy fee. Once you are ready with the bank statement, travel insurance etc., you can start applying for the e-visa. These are the steps to be followed. 1. Citizenship country. 2. Travel information. 3. Terms and conditions. 4. Personal information. 5. Verification. Before that, you must keep the PDF format of your passport front and back pages scanned as one page, using ID card format in Adobe Scan. Also, your passport size photograph in the prescribed size. Link for resizing the photograph is in the description. After uploading the photograph and passport and entering personal information, an email will be sent to verify. On verifying the email, you will be directed to make the payment of $20 plus 2% service fee towards visa charges. After verifying and the payment of fees, you have to complete DU verification within 24 hours. Otherwise, your application will be cancelled and e-visa fee is not refundable. Further information, please visit FAQs in the e-visa portal. Your passport validity shall extend at least for 3 months after the validity period of requested Georgian visa. Document should include not less than 2 free pages. should not be damaged and should not include unofficial remarks. It should be issued within the previous 10 years. If you plan to travel to Georgia with other accompanying persons, family members, minors or persons under guardianship or custody etc., please enter their details in relevant field to ensure joint examination of your applications. Despite of age, each traveler must obtain a separate e-visa. Passport should be scanned in a single PDF. In order to proceed to the next step, you should attach all the required documents. For security reasons, verification email is valid only for 1 hour. You should make verification within 1 hour after receiving email, otherwise, your application will be cancelled and you will have to go through the whole visa application process once again. Once your payment of $20 confirmed, you must keep ready your bank statements. You can attach more than one bank statement for the past 6 months. After successful visa payment, applicant will be directed to DoVerify platform to upload more documents and information to verify and strengthen visa application. You can use credit debit card for the payment of fees. During verification process, you have to pay another $15 as the DoVerification charges. After paying this amount, you will be directed to attach documents such as bank statements, ITR statement, if applicable, etc. But in my case, I haven't attached any ITR forms since they ask for password of my income tax account. Remember, it is optional and it helps to strengthen your financial status. If you are sponsored by spouse or children or parents, their bank statement and passport should be attached. Remember the 6-month statement details which I have described earlier. The DoVerification page clearly shows each month as statements separately after you have uploaded. The Aadhaar verification for Indians are also optional, but it will strengthen the application verification. Please see that when you enter your Aadhaar number, the OTP sent to your mobile number must entered immediately, that is within 30 seconds. Otherwise, you have to enter your Aadhaar number again and request for resend the OTP. Your photos and passport in JPG format be automatically shown in the DoVerification page. If not, you have to attach JPG format of these documents in the specified space. Other documents such as travel insurance, accommodation proof, employment certificate, sticker visa page in the passport, salary certificate, covering letter to prove the purpose of visit etc. are optional. In case you are attaching these documents, it should be in JPG format. Once you verified your Aadhaar and attached the other documents correctly, you can finally submit the application online. You don't receive any mail after submitting application. But when you paid the visa fee, you will get an invoice by email showing your application number, which you can save as reference. It takes not less than 5 working days to make a decision on a visa application. So if you have applied for a visa on a Friday or Saturday or Sunday, you may receive the mail confirming or rejecting your visa application will be received in the early morning of next Friday, say around 1:30 a.m. If the passport validity, photo size, your financial status in the past 6 months are okay, there is more than 50% chances that your e-visa will be ready by 5th working day. Saturday and Sunday are holidays for the embassy. If you have any doubt while filling the DoVerification pages, you can chat with the assistant through WhatsApp Messenger or the other chat application shown in the page. They will be immediately respond to your queries. Besides, if you have any doubt while applying for e-visa, you can message to me and I am ready to help you. Altogether, I have paid $3,100, including service charge, per person, without seeking any outside help. The travel agents may charge from 5,000 rupees to 9,000 rupees towards fee for one visa application. Only after obtaining visa, you should book your flight tickets. Then you can plan your Georgian trip accordingly. After receiving your e-visa, you can start booking flight tickets including return tickets and accommodation. There are no direct flights from India to Tbilisi except from Delhi. All other cities like Mumbai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Kochi are operating indirect flights which may take more than 8 hours to reach Tbilisi. Indigo is operating direct flights from Delhi to Tbilisi. Mostly Middle East countries-based flight companies are operating flights to Tbilisi. We have booked flight tickets with Gulf Air. From Kochi, Gulf Air flight to Bahrain is at 4:40 am which reaches Bahrain around 7:15 am local time. We have to change the flight from there through transit. The flight to Tbilisi is at 9:40 am local time. After finishing immigration procedures, there isn't much time to kill. Luggage need not be collected during transit. We were served breakfast during the flight to Bahrain and the lunch was served in the flight to Tbilisi. Only difficulty is that flight which goes to Tbilisi has a technical stopover at Baku, capital of Azerbaijan. So it took nearly 13 hours to reach Tbilisi. We were served evening tea and snacks in the flight. By 4:40 p.m. local time, we reached Tbilisi. That was how we reached the capital of Georgia. Regarding accommodation, we booked apartments through Agoda portal. We were planning to stay in 3 states of Georgia, that is Tbilisi, Kutaisi, and Batumi. All the 3 places accommodation were arranged through Agoda. We preferred pay at the property option instead of giving credit card details while booking. Only thing is you should pay in local currency with Georgian lari when you check in. We preferred apartments to hotels as it is cheaper compared to hotel. If you need any apartment booking suggestions, please feel free to contact through messages. Another important thing is to carry money you need to spend during traveling. We carried US dollars worth 1,000 in currency. After you landed at Tbilisi airport, you have to go through immigration processes. It is better to carry all the documents such as flight tickets, including return ticket, e-visa, accommodation details, travel insurance, etc. documented in a separate folder in your phone, so that it is easy to show to the authorities. It is also convenient to take a hard copies of these documents, separately for each person. The money, currency, you carry as dollars should be shown to the immigration authorities. They may ask how much money you have with you for your stay in Georgia. After completing these formalities, you will reach exit part of the airport, where you can get local currency, Georgian lari, from money exchange kiosk. It is better to exchange small amounts at the airport, whereas in the cities you get higher rate. Then the other facility you should use at the airport is getting local mobile SIM, which is valid for you stay in the country. We purchased Silknet SIM for call and data usage for 7 days. The main thing is transportation within the city and outside city. When you go outside the city, you can use trains, not very advanced as in India. For local transportation, you can hire cabs through Bolt app. So please download the app and get ready, hire the cab to your staying place. Make sure that your local SIM is ready before you book the cab. Carry your passport wherever you go. Keep it safely as you keep your money. It is better to carry your Aadhaar card as well with you. One thing I forgot to mention is the COVID vaccination certificate, which you all may have with you. Please take a copy of it with you while traveling. While booking accommodation, please make sure that the stay is near to the city center, preferably walking distance. You may have to spend night outside and maybe returning to your place late night, then city center accommodation is the best option. You can walk down to your place after a late dinner. Indian restaurants are costly and it is better to use chains supermarkets such Spar or Subway outlets. Old Tbilisi is more active and sightseeing spots are easily accessible. Apartments do not provide breakfast or any food. They will provide kettle, plates, forks, spoons, glasses, fridge, washing machine, microwave oven, etc. Remember, no bidet is attached to toilet. So it is better to carry portable bidet when you travel. There are self-check-in apartments in some areas and you have to follow the instruction received in your email to check in. We use trains, cabs as means of transportation. The detailed videos will be coming soon with 7 days and 8 nights itinerary. So see you in my next video where I will take you to the place visited. Till then, bye and take care.